Okay, so this is the cheat sheet for November 2nd on estimating fractions. Okay, so we're going to give you a fraction that they give you in the homework, and we're going to work through this. Okay, so 5 over 6 is one of the fractions they give you in the homework to estimate. I'm going to help you visualize. Okay, so 6 is the denominator. This is the total number of pieces. This is the total number they want you to have. 5 is the numerator. 6 is the denominator. Denominator being the total number of pieces. So we're going to visualize this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're trying to estimate somewhere between to a number we can easily understand. So this line here would be 0 because this is 0, right? This would be right here. This is just an estimation. 1/4. This line right here would be 1/2, and this one right here would be 3/4, and this would be the sixth piece would be the total of 1. So we're trying to get somewhere to one of these numbers. Now let's do 5, 6. We're going to mark off 5 out of the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So this line right here. So 5, 6 is close to. We want to always go this way. Right? So if it passes 3/4, we're just going to estimate it to be closer to 1, because one whole is easier to work with than with 3/4. Now just follow on this. Okay, so 5, 6 is almost 6 over 6. If we were to mark this off, that would be 6, 6, and that's pretty close. 5, 6 is pretty close to one whole. So anytime you see something close to 5, anytime you see something close to the denominator, like 5, 6 is total, 5 is almost 6. We'll just give it a 1. Right? So anytime, another way to look at this would be as another. Let me give you another fraction. 9 over 10. Well, that's pretty close to 10 over 10, right? And 10 over 10 is equal to 1. So that's how we will work that. Anything that's that close to the denominator, any numerator that's really close to the denominator, like I said, like 9 over 10, 9 is pretty close to 10. So we'll just give that a 1. We'll just call it a 1, right? 5 over 6, that's pretty close to 5 is pretty close to 6. We'll just call it a 1. And we can keep going with this. 12 over 13, 12 is really close to 13, call it a 1. Right, does that make sense? 11 over 12, 11 is pretty close to 12, just call it a 1. Okay, does that make sense? That's how you figure out when you're getting close to 1. Now another way to look at another problem they gave you in this homework is something to the effect of 4 over 9, right? Now 4 times 4 plus 4 rather, 2 4s is equal to 8, right? So if it was 4 over 8, right, because 2 4s is 8, this 4/8 equals 1/2, right? Because 1/2 of 8 is 4. Another way to look at that is 8 divided by 4 is 2. Again, 2 4s equal 1/8. So 4 plus 4 equals 8. And they said 4 over 9 is pretty close to 4 over 8. So we're just, anytime you get a number that close, just call it 1/2. Another example would be like 5 over 12, right? Half of 12 is 6. 6 is pretty close to 5. That makes sense? 5 over 12, right? Half of 12 is 6, right? And since 6 is pretty close to 5, you can just call this 1/2. It's an estimation. Again, this is our estimation. These are estimations. They're not exact, right? So 12, well, the 12 is the denominator. If 6 over 12 is equal to 1/2, 6 over 12 is pretty close to 5/12. Just call it 1/2. That's all you have to do is call it 1/2. Does that make sense? And now we're gonna. This is one not necessarily one they gave you, but I'm gonna mention it anyway. So let's say, we'll say, what's a good one? 2 over 9. Okay, so how would you estimate this? 2 over 9, right? So, okay, so I'm going to give you the answer and we'll work back from this. So it's actually pretty close to 1/4. Because 1/4, if you were to double this, it would be 2 over 8, right? Because you double 1, you get 2. You double 4, you get 8. That makes sense? So this is another way of looking at this, right? 1/4 is the same as 2/8. Again, 1 times 2 equals 2. 4 times 2 equals 8. So this 1/4, again, 1/4 is equal to 2/8. And now you can see where you make the connection. See, 2/8 and 2/9 are pretty close. So just give it an estimate. It's 1/4. Just estimate it to 1/4. It's pretty close. 2/9 and 2/8 are pretty close to each other. So this is the estimation you would give it, 1/4. Again, this is a little confusing, and there's a lot of assumptions made that you should already know. If your teacher has not explained any of this to you, bug your teacher. Help them or ask them to explain it a little better than they are, because this is more higher learning, and it's a little confusing. It makes a lot of assumptions that you know a lot of this stuff, and if you don't know the basics, you're not gonna get the estimations. So again, this is the sort of a cheat sheet for that. If you have any questions, call me, Dylan. Okay, all right.